Hey guys, this is MTP Flyers, and yes, I am the idiot that threw an iPad mini off the roof of my work, but I got a video on TLD today. How cool is that? Alright guys, so let's get to the real reason why we're here tonight. We are revisiting the Zagg Invisible Shield. They were nice enough to send this out to me to try again. You remember my last video? It was just god-awful. It didn't line up right, I didn't like the way it looked, and it was bad. So Zagg stepped up and sent me out a full body kit this time to try out, front and back. Now, it still has the bad cutouts that I do not like, but I cannot get over that. So we'll just move on, and I'll show you guys the correct way to install this, and hopefully have a better experience. So, let's skip ahead to the good part. Alright guys, so here it is. We did the front and we did the back. Now it does have the same cutout that I do not like on the top and on the bottom. Now the bottom I can live with because it just, I don't know, it's just a little bit more appealing. Now the whole idea for this, I guess, is the cases fit better? I don't know. At the top here, when I first did this, I tried to line up these sides, and that's not the point. They have this side open here to actually line up so the sensors can shine through. I still don't see the point of that because now it just looks crooked up here the way you have it. Other screen shields just go over that, and they just have a small cutout for the camera and the earpiece. I don't know the reason why. I've asked, and it's really not just a clear answer all around. So, real quick, let me just show you the install that I do here. And again, this is a wet install if this is the first time you're seeing this. And I will show you guys the front here. Of course, you get your stuff set up. You wash your hands, very important. Spray a generous portion of the solution on the back of the screen shield that will be sticking to the phone. You do not need to spray your phone, but you do need to turn it off just in case. So, generously apply to the back of the screen shield. You lay it down. Now, what's nice about a wet install is that you can actually move it around the device. You can take it off, spray a little bit more on if you don't like it, put it back on, and line it up pretty well. So like I said, this does line up a little bit weird. You have to line it up to the left side so more is showing on the left side of your speaker as you look at the phone. And the right side is going to be a little bit closer. So we've actually got this lined up pretty well. And we're going to go ahead and push the bubbles out and the solution that's underneath this. Now, this is going to look bad for about 24 to 48 hours. And they do suggest to try to leave your phone off for 24 hours if possible. And you settle all that up, get all the bubbles out, and hopefully you have a pretty good install on that. So, pretty straightforward, right, guys? And I'm kind of happy with the way that it lined up. I'm still bothered by the cutouts, and again, I don't know how we're going to get around that. Maybe it'll be clear enough that I won't see it and I won't bother. But they do have this cut a little bit short around the sides and the top and the corners to allow for cases that kind of fold over the top of the phone and give you some more lay on the table protection there. Alright, so we're going to change it over to the back here. I'm going to show you guys how this is all set up. Now, they do have a complete piece on the back, and it is just a cutout L at the top for your camera, your speaker, and your flash. Again, you know, you probably could have cut that out separately and done that, but you know, it's the back of your phone. I'm okay with that. At least it's nice and tight up to the top here. The line lines up with the top of your phone, and it does sharply kick up there. But same thing here, they did go a little bit shorter on the sides. Now, I think this is a wet install. It just seemed like it was kind of sliding around a little bit too much, and I kind of got some dust underneath here, but I'm not as concerned about the back, because most likely I'll be, you know, having a bumper case on here and won't be seeing a whole lot of it. But you see here we line it up, and it just kind of moves around a little bit, and you know, maybe a little bit nervous. I'm like, wow, should I have should I have done a wet install? But there's no indication that you do not do a wet install on the back here. And again, it is cut a little bit short around the edges, much like the front, so you're able to put a slider case on and have a little bit more room. Previously, when we did the back screen shield install for the SGP around the Apple logo and the word iPhone at the bottom, those are raised ever so slightly on the phone, and you kind of saw how it stuck up a little bit there. and didn't quite form around there with the dry install. Well, you can see here with the wet install, it does a much better job on that. So, you know, that turned out a little bit better. Now, eventually that screen shield did sit down for me on my SGP, but it did take a little bit. But here you see it just kind of conforms right to it and looks a lot better right off the bat. Alright guys, so that is my quick install. Overall, you know, I'm always satisfied with the way their screen shields go on from Zagg. And again, it doesn't need to be stated, but, you know, the cutouts. It just, I can't get over the cutouts. I'm sorry, it just doesn't happen. For the price that you pay for these, I think over $30 for this Extreme HD kit, I think aesthetically, you got to give me a reason why this is like this, and you know, it's got to be a good enough reason, other than you don't want solution getting in to the speakers, you don't want, I don't know, I've heard things as this has a lifetime warranty protection on it, so you could take it in and get it replaced. This makes theirs look a little different than everybody else's, so you just can't come in with one and go, oh, look, my screen shield's damaged, fix it for free, because other people don't offer lifetime warranties. I've heard that as an explanation. You know, easier install, cases fitting around it. I don't know how that could be. But those are some of the things that I heard. I can only make my own opinion, other than the fact that I don't like the way it looks, because I've seen other screen shields that don't do that, and function-wise, it's fine. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you guys know something more than I do. You want to comment down below. Who knows? So, guys, that is it. I will be back and give you an update on what this looks like later this week. In one of my other videos, we'll just kind of pop in and I'll show you real quick. But if you want to buy this product, we got the links down below. If it's on the Amazon store through my associate account, if you want to support the channel, please click on that. Obviously, if I find it less, I will post it where it is. But again, you can support the channel by buying through my Amazon account and allow me to buy more stuff. A new iPad. We won't talk about that. So guys, that is it for me. You have a great night and a great weekend. And I will talk to you later. See ya!